Hey everybody, welcome back. Now it's no secret that I love the fall season, and it's partly due to the fact that lots of holidays are coming up. So the recipe we're making today is going to be perfect for either Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, or any type of festivities you have going on this time of year, because the main ingredient is pumpkin. We're making my yummy pumpkin chocolate and pecan bars, and we're going to get started right now. Now the first step is of course to preheat your oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 218 Celsius. And we're gonna get started with the base of our bars, which is a graham cracker base. Now graham crackers are, nowadays you can find them in health food stores in their vegan version, which makes it the best base for any pie. It's so quick to make. And we're gonna be using a food processor. If you don't have a food processor, you can just crush these with a mallet or roll them inside a plastic bag with a rolling pin until you have a fine powder. But I'm gonna be doing it in a food processor. So we're gonna add these right in and pulse. Now we need to add some fat into our graham cracker base, because this is what's gonna kind of help bind it together. Today we're using coconut oil because these bars are going to be chilled in the fridge, and coconut oil hardens and it's gonna give us the best texture, and it adds a nice flavor, I think, also. So let's add some coconut oil, and we pulse again, and we set this aside. Now I've washed out my food processor, and I'm going to add all the ingredients for our pumpkin filling. Now what I recommend is that you use canned pumpkin. This one has only pumpkin as the ingredients. And this is the best choice because it's really firm. It doesn't have a lot of water content, and that's gonna produce the thickest, richest kind of custard for our bars. Now, if you don't have the option of buying canned, the best method for cooking pumpkin is to roast it. That way it doesn't become waterlogged and you don't have that watery kind of mess when you're making this. Now we're gonna add that to our food processor and add all of our other ingredients. We need to add some coconut oil, which of course is also gonna help firm up those bars once we chill them. We're gonna add some coconut milk, some cornstarch. We're gonna add some brown sugar. And of course, we need all of those wonderful spices of pumpkin pie. We're gonna add some salt, which is always a must in desserts, lots of cinnamon, some ground ginger, some nutmeg, and some ground cloves. Now we're gonna process this until it's nice and creamy and very smooth. Now what I have here is a rectangular baking pan. Any type of casserole dish will do, a brownie pan, anything like that that has a little bit of those sides going up so that, these can hold your bars. And we always need parchment paper in the bottom because we're gonna lift them up with that parchment paper. Now let's add our graham cracker crumbs, and we're gonna press them down. Make sure that everything's nicely coated with that oil that we added, and evenly distribute it and pat it down. Now that you've patted this and pressed this down really well, we're gonna add our pumpkin filling, and of course spread it so that it's the same kind of height all the way around. Now it doesn't need to be perfect because we're actually gonna be adding so many goodies to the top after this has been in the oven for a bit. The important thing is that it's kind of even sized all the way around the pan. Now we're gonna pop this in the oven, and after a few minutes we're gonna bring it out, and we're gonna add some chocolate, some pecans, and pop it back in for the last few minutes so that those pecans get nicely toasted, the chocolate melts, and then we chill. We cut and we eat. Now this is in the oven for 25 minutes. It's already nice and dark in the top. It's kind of firm, it needs a few more minutes, but for those last few minutes, we're gonna add our delicious pecan and chocolate topping. What I have here are some chopped pecans, and you can also use some whole pecans to kind of decorate the top a little bit. These are gonna be bars, so what I'm gonna do is cut them lengthwise once, and then into rectangles. So it's gonna look just beautiful. Now you can start adding those on top, and of course we need to press them down a little bit because we don't want these to fall when we cut them. Now let's add some dark chocolate chips. Make sure to check the ingredients to see if they're vegan. And same thing, we're gonna scatter them and press them lightly. Let's pop this back in the oven for about 5 up to 10 minutes, but check frequently. We want to leave them in there until those pecans are nice and toasted, but be careful not to burn them. Now, I can't even describe how amazing this smells. Remember to keep that watchful eye because not only the pecans can kind of get burnt easily, but chocolate can also burn very easily. So just with a few minutes, it's done. Now, what we have to do is let this cool slightly, then we pop it in the fridge and we let it chill anywhere between 2 to 3 hours. Let it chill really well. You can do this ahead of time, and that's gonna allow you to be able to slice these into bars. So we're gonna pop this in there, then you get to slice and enjoy. This is such a delicious recipe. Everybody will fall in love with it. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you make it at home and show us your pictures using the hashtag Brownble, and I will see you next time.